You know, when you just wake up and you just say, yeah, I don't want to be in the driver's seat today. You know, you wake up with just the mentality of not, not finding the will to just do anything in general. As dark of a sentence as that probably was. I upload every day and I do my best, but I don't really know why I do it, who I do it for. It used to be for myself, but over time it kind of just became automated, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really want it that bad anymore, but my brain is just telling me to keep keep doing it. But some days that gets lost. Like don't get me wrong, I understand like, everything takes time, etc., etc. But let's be real. With the way the world is going, it doesn't really feel like we have that time, which probably does nothing for anyone's mental state. It's like you think you have all the time, and then low key, you know you don't. And then it sucks because usually that's just a mental battle you have with yourself, and you kind of just go back and forth. But it's very visible this time around. You know, everyone used to say, "Oh, the world is going to end. The world is going to end." I'm not saying the world is going to end, but let's not act like we're on a incline. We're very much on a decline. Don't get me wrong. I know I have this mentality, and I may seem very very doomer, but like I have amazing friends. You know, I have like family that I'm reconnecting with after God knows how many years of them never being in my life. You know, but certain days it's just not there. You know, it's like you know it exists. Like I know I have these things in my corner, but again, when you wake up, you just don't have the will. You know, to believe in any of it. You kind of just hope it all collapses at some point, just so you could, admit that you were right. Does that make sense in the most fucked up way? Like I've been playing Helldivers a lot. You know, and I play Helldivers because it gives me a reason to fight. But like as I look outside the window a lot, and I very much I don't have a reason anymore. As fucked up as that is, it's just not there. Like, don't get me wrong, I want a successful life. I want this to maybe, become a thing. But sometimes you just don't. You would rather see the void than the light. It's much easier to look down than it is to look up. You know. I'm well aware this is very different from what I usually do, but this is the person behind, the gameplay. Shit is hard. The world is just getting harder. People act like, oh, it's just shut up and do what you gotta do, but like a lot of people forget that usually for you to, make a move or take a step in life, you need to be presented with an opportunity first. It's like a deal, you know what I mean? Like usually a deal is one person offers something, the other offers the other, and then the deal or the exchange is made. But I don't know. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Very aware that this was very different, but I just want to be able to vent sometimes, you know, and then maybe every once in a while I'll just, you know, do one of these on top, and then in between we'll do all the cool gameplay shit. But like, point is like, take care of yourselves. You feel me? I always put it on the community tab a lot, and I always do mean it. And you can probably see why now. Like it does get better. Don't get me wrong. I've had my ups and downs in life, and then I've had, the bottom of my life. If I'm being honest, the bottom of my life was probably only about a year and a half ago. Maybe last year. Let's just categorize it. It does get better. I am way more better off than I was a year ago, but
Announcement system
the
test.
outside circumstances don't always have full control over how we feel. Maybe over what we do, sometimes how we think, but
Test complete.
how you feel is definitely different. That's just something only you can struggle with, or only you can, topple. But I believe, at some point, as it always does, it will get better. You know, like the saying how they go, oh, how can this get any worse? A friend of mine, way back, told me like a funny variant on that saying, and he goes, you can only lose so many times before you're bound for a win, because that is the rule of the universe, and technically it is. If you're on that, if you just take a step back and you kind of just maybe think a lot of your life, you're like, damn, like always after even a lot of fucking heavy L's, at some point the world just throws you a W. It may not be like a life changing thing, but sometimes it's a very good peace of mind or a quality of life that you needed at that moment, you know? Like it does get better. It's just, it's hard to, I was telling a friend this the other day. I was like, yo, I understand that, you know, to always see the better and the bigger picture and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do believe that you should always pay attention to the bigger picture, and then, but for me, it goes a little bit deeper. Sorry, it's like, for me at least, it's hard to imagine that there could be a bigger picture in the first place. You know, it's hard to. Like I read a comment like months back. It was like I was watching like a mental health documentary, and like somebody just goes, telling someone to like, oh, just like, oh, don't be depressed, like thing. It's like you're telling the person, you know, I forgot what the saying was. I apologize. It's like saying, oh, it's like telling someone that the light is on in the room, but in that person's eyes, the light switch is visibly off in front of them. And you're trying to, it's like selling a person a lie directly in front of their face. Even if they want to believe it, there's just something else, you know? Just trying to figure out what the fuck that is. I think we all are low key at this time, and just life itself. Uncertain times we're living in, and a lot of people would do a lot of things right now for a lot of certainty. Except I'm not willing to compromise on myself, you know? Like I do things the way I do because, I believe it, not necessarily to be better, but like it's a lot more, not honorable, but like, I don't know. I just don't like how a lot of things are done now. And a lot of shit that is being done the way things are right now. Our bar of society, moral, mental, emotional standards have just been completely knocked down to a level never seen before. And we've all just accepted that. And I find that absolutely insane. Like, I know COVID did its number. I'm aware it did. But the fact that, like, we've accepted all the new terms of law without even ever talking about it or speaking about it or seeing it on the news. And then it's just like, oh, that's the way it is, bro. It's just the way it is, man. And we say that sentence as much as we don't like that deep down. Helicopters going overhead, sirens. Eh, might be a sign to call it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want to, you already know what you could do to help out. All right. Take care of yourselves. All right. Scary world we're living in, and just hope it gets easier. You know.